Now, if you're positioned like this, generally everybody would say that's a bad posture. And if you're positioned like this, we would say that's a good posture. However, this might all be wrong. There's a lot of research now showing that there are very poor links between posture and pain. So, what is the main issue then? Because stay in this position for a long enough time and you're likely to get aches and pains. And in this video, we have 7 exercises you can work on if you spend a lot of your day sitting. And that being said, if you struggle to get into a posture or position like this due to years of being in other positions like this, then that's definitely something you want to work on improving, and something that these exercises can help with as well. But if there isn't this link between posture and pain, and this posture isn't a bad posture, and this one isn't a good one, then what is the best posture to be in, and what is the best way to sit? Well, the answer seems to be not to sit. Well, not for long periods anyway, regardless of posture. So is the answer to get a standing desk? Well, no, that's not great either, because it's actually the static positions that are the problem. If you sat like this all day for long enough, you'll definitely get aches and pains as well. If you sit like this all day, same thing. And same if you stood all day in one position. And this deemed the phrase that your best posture is your next posture. And what we want is not to be sitting in this perfect posture all day, but to be constantly changing position. We are not designed to be still no matter what position we're in. We are designed to move. And unfortunately, we are just not that well designed for the world we currently live in. If you are having to sit the majority of your day though, due to your job, then definitely start incorporating some of these exercises to help with changing that position up and help with getting the regular movement in. And these you can do at your desk. But as much as you can, you want to just get up and walk around pretty often too. Or if you're standing, also walk about, but break it up with some sitting as well. Just keep changing position and listen to your body. It will naturally tell you when things are getting uncomfortable. Ideally, every 30 minutes of sitting, you want to be getting up or doing some, maybe like 2 or 3 of these exercises. Do them for 30 seconds to a minute on each and mixing around which ones you do. Now, the only downside with these exercises is that you might look a little bit weird if you're in an office where everyone can see you. So we'll also go through more subtle ways you can do them as well. Exercise 1. The reason this is deemed a bad posture is generally because it's one of the most comfortable sitting positions. So we end up spending more time in that position. But it is also fine to go into this position now and again, or whichever position you find the most comfortable, but you don't want to be stuck like this for hours on end. And if you do spend enough time like this over years, you'll find it harder and harder to get into this position, and you can develop the dowager's hump. So make sure you're correcting this by working on scapular retractions, opening the chest up and bringing your shoulder blades together. You can make this even more effective by stretching your arms out to the side and really bringing that chest through. Go in and out of this movement. This generally isn't too bad if you're in an office, but just don't bring hands up as much if you want to be subtle with it. With the next exercise, you want to be putting your hands down flat on the table and walking your body backwards with your arms straight until your chest is parallel to the floor and like you're trying to get it towards the floor. A way to make this even more effective is to do a neck retraction with it. So tuck your chin in like you're giving yourself a double chin at the same time as bringing your head up. Then walk in and out of this, going as far as comfortable. Now this will look weird if you're doing it in the middle of an office, but you can make it a bit more subtle by staying seated for it. Still might get a few head turns while doing it, but this is such a good one you don't want to be missing it out. For the next exercise is working on getting a leg stretch, especially useful to counter the sitting position, and that is the couch stretch. So with this, have a knee on the floor as long as it's comfortable, with your other foot on the floor, and rotate the hips up. To make this even stronger, you can put your foot up on the chair and make the knee bend even more. For a more subtle approach, just kneel down to the side of your chair, working on that same pelvis position of rotating it up. For exercise 4, you can work on moving the spine forward backwards as a cat-cow position. So get on all fours and start moving with a big stretch up and a little hold, and then moving down and sticking your bum out, moving back and forward through this movement. This is definitely more for the home workers though. If you're in an office, you can do it in seated still. We lift up and hold and then fold and tuck the pelvis on the way back. Next to work on is a hamstring stretch. A great way to do this is like a Romanian deadlift. So keeping the back straight, knees soft and sticking the bum backwards until you're feeling a stretch in the hamstring and then returning upright. Again, a weird one in the middle of an office. So you can do this seated by putting one foot forward and then leaning forward. Again, a little hold to get the stretch and then in and out of the movement. And repeat this on both sides. Next is back to moving the spine and the neck, and that is doing rotations. And these will be good either standing or seated, whichever is most preferable, or you can do both. But turn the body one way and look over your shoulder, a little pause, and then go back the other way. And keep repeating this back and forth. Next is to work a glute stretch. A great way to do this is to turn around facing the chair with your knee bent and the knee and ankle on the chair, slowly lowering as far as comfortable into it. If this is too hard, or again, looking for a more subtle option, then you can put the ankle over the opposite knee and push the knee towards the floor. And a really nice variation of this is to then do the opposite and pull the knee towards your chest, sitting as straight up as possible, and then moving between the two positions. Again, ensuring to complete this on the opposite side as well. Another extra move you can do is working as a decompression for the lower back. And it's to put your hands on either side of the chair or on the table and just lift your bum off the seat to then relax the back and let the weight of your bum stretch the back. So try all of these out and pick your favorite. Whatever you do, just keep moving and break those static positions up, whatever that position is, to a different one. And if you can incorporate walks on any breaks, even better. Even if that's just to the toilet, even better at a lunch break to get out into nature.